killing my Abyssia time. Twitch is up just fine. What is going on? WTF, YouTube? Oh, here. Weird. Hello. Not sure what was going on with all that, but up and functional now. Dirty. Alright, it was questionable. It's definitely clean, plus the message. I don't think I'll need another set. At least not a full set that would be worth it. So I did actually finally start working on getting the actual weapon, so... We've only killed one set of NMs though, so... I was debating about streaming that, but then again, camping NMs with like an hour downtime and just killing a placeholder, you know, every few minutes seems super boring. Well, this is gonna be getting boring too, since I've done this a fair amount. But we're getting close to done, which is nice. Hmm. This account unplugged. Let's see if it's a problem. Oh, yay. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Congrats. That's awesome. Mass Moon is a very nice weapon. Weapons. I think 21. Let's see. Since perfect time since we're waiting. Yeah, so 21. So 21, and then I have everything else. Obviously, I even have additional horns. I was actually farming them, getting rid of the fragments I had in my inventory. So I need the 21. I need to get the weapon actually to the point where it's using the stuff. So I still have a boatload of NMs to kill. And then I will of course need all the Riftborn boulders. I still need like 120, maybe 220, something like that. Heavy metal plates. I need like 20 Rift Cinder, but I have like 40 Rift Dross that I can turn around and sell. And just buy Cinder with that, so that's not a concern. I should probably start doing that soon. I'm gonna wait on the plates though. I'll buy the plates as a, you know, last thing to do. Go. double helms. So 19 to go. The animation, but I saw he actually. I think Earth Crusher was 30. I think that time. Uh-oh. Boy, getting tons of aggro. I think there's any other AoE drops. There is. These two. Nice. What's my I mean, the secret is just getting on and doing things. I mean, I'm not sure, you know, like, what are you struggling with? Because, I mean, I just get on and, like, you know, do things, get things done. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really have a secret. If I have any secrets, that's what I make the videos for, is showcasing like how I do stuff and what to do. So if you can say more what you're trying to get done, or where you feel you're spinning wheels, I can try and give suggestions to help. But outside of that, I don't know what to say. So if you can let me know where you feel you're struggling, I can try and give advice the best I can for whatever it is, but steer clear of Marvin. Another one of I mean, the biggest thing is just trying to set goals for yourself. So it's like, what is it you're trying to accomplish, and then just try and make a little bit of progress every day. I mean, perfect example, I've been working on Almace now for what? It's got to be a year. Granted, it's been casually. I know I could have had it done much faster if it was like more my focus. Right? Hold on a second. Thought I saw wind somewhere in here. Yeah, wind. Okay, so Jim Poo didn't look dirty to me. What is going on? That was weird as anything. Alright. Well, so I'm not sure what money you're talking about for armor, because for the most part, most of the armor that you really want, you're gonna acquire through doing stuff, whether it's ambuscade or Sky or whatever. So that's more of a matter of doing content. I mean, there is gear to buy, of course. It's mostly like accessories, and obviously buying cursed gear is something else. In terms of making money, I mean, it's just a matter of getting out there and doing content. My money makers are Ambuscade and Omen. But I mean, I had a whole video on how to make, ways to make gil. And, it's just a matter of getting out there and doing it. It is, like anything else, it is time consuming. As for you, Arnold, you said you're struggling with weapon. I mean, you kind of need to decide what do you want to make. It is what it really comes down to. Question is like, what job are you thinking about making a weapon for? And I can tell you what's typically good for that job. Outside of that, I mean, you just kind of need to do what you want to do. Dustin, in terms of you, I mean, if you want to, like, level up Dancer, then focus on getting Dancer set up. I mean, you kind of make the most progress when you're focusing on what it is. If you're getting sidetracked doing leveling other jobs, then, yeah, you're going to not get your Dancer level up, because we only have so much time in a day, sadly. I wish we had more. Because trust me, I struggle with that. There's, things that I want to do, like, and even just videos I want to make and stuff, and it's hard finding the time to do everything. But, I mean, if you really want to make progress on something, the best suggestion I can do is just, try and set aside, like, at least an hour a day and do something that you're making progress, on whatever that one job or weapon or whatever it is. I remember there was a question that was asked a long time ago. This is an old video at this point, where it was asked, it was like, what do you do for dailies? And it's like, that's one of the best things about this game, is there's not really anything that's set to do for dailies. I mean, there's now some stuff in, like, Records of Eminence, but it's kind of eh. So you kind of need to set your own dailies. Alright. Guess we'll get the socks when we come back around. Yeah, I didn't get them. So for war, I mean, so for war, Aeonics typically considered the best, but you definitely don't need it. Empyrean Great Axe is also a really good weapon. That's always good. Ragnarok's kind of like shit on, but that's not bad. What is it? The Relic Great Axe is also really nice, but that's also more for doing like a hybrid tank build type thing, is where you're going to get the most out of that, but it is still really good. I want to make one of those at some point. I wouldn't pay for job points ever, so I don't really have an answer to that question. I'm not sure how you'd get 1,000 anyway, because you would have had to go and dump it, so that doesn't even really make sense. But I would never pay for... Nice, double drops. But I would never pay for job points. I mean, I don't pay for content, period. I think it's stupid. I think you're then throwing away money. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. If you don't have Omen access yet, I mean, yeah, get through Adeline missions. You should be able to get through pretty much all of Adeline, even in like Sparks gear. So I would then, yeah, focus. I would focus on grinding that out, and then getting Rhapsody missions knocked out would be one focus, because you just get access to a lot of things, plus all the key items you get from that are just really beneficial, so... Coalition assignments. I don't believe... I mean, there's a couple coalition assignments you need to do, but I didn't think it was anything major for getting through missions. I'm trying to remember. Because coalition assignments are typically used for other stuff. I know you need to knock out all the coalition assignments. You need to knock out all the coalition assignments for, well, there's multiple things you get for knocking that out, but, getting access to, Rune Fencer and Geo's ultimate weapon is really the big thing for that. But then also going through so you can +1 the rings, get Yagnus. Well, the thing about it is, so that shouldn't be too bad to do, because you should easily, you know, through time, already had 15 stockpiled. So you could just go do, the one I would suggest is the, oh, what is it? The Couriers Guild. You can burn all 15 of those points like that, and then you just need to wait for 5 more, which would be, you know, you go to sleep, you should have 5 by the next day. And then you just go back to the Couriers, Coalition and burn them. Burn them and you should be done. It shouldn't take you that long. Especially considering if you make sure you're using 3 points when you do it. Marble mutton? Don't think I have that key item, not that that's relevant to this. Did I get an armband? I don't think I did in that craziness. Nope. Nice. Trying to think at what rate do you get coalition assignment points. But I mean, you automatically just get stocked up to 15, so if you don't just, like I said, wait and then burn through them, but might be you get 1 point every 4 hours, I don't remember. Is it 1 every 6 hours? I don't remember. But, I mean, like I said, if you just wait, it'll accumulate enough. So. But I know you can hold up to 15. I know that's for sure. Yeah, if you're still only on 1, because I think you need to be, what was it, on 3, well, I mean, you pretty much need to be done to be doing Vagary. You might not need to be completely done, but you need to at least be on, you need to be on 3, because you need to have, Recosner access. And you don't get that until you're deep into missions. I think, though, as soon as you have access to the zone, you can do it, though. I wouldn't say they're leagues ahead, but the Obero Shield is really nice. Aegis and Aegis is kind of in a class all by itself just because of the, it allows you to get so much higher above the cap for magic damage taken. But the Obero Shield, if you can keep Reprisal up, is technically better than O-Chain outside of the fact that it doesn't regen MP from shield blocks. So there's that. But if you don't have Reprisal up, then obviously O-Chain's better. Because the block rate's about the same, but the Obero Shield has a lot better just other stats on it. Like the how it augments phalanx, the HP, what else does it have? The magic evasion. So like O-Chain doesn't have any of that, but O-Chain does give you MP back, and you don't need reprisal to have the ridiculous block rate. So it's. But ideally, you should have all 3 shields. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I have Aegis and that. I haven't taken the time to go get O-Chain yet. Talking, yeah. Yeah, so you get the +2 to Phalanx. You get, what is it, 9% damage taken, which can just help for a new tank. I don't really need that. I'm not getting any use out of that. The HP and then the magic evasion, all good stuff. I need to sit down and work on O-Chain at some point. That wouldn't be something bad to do while you're waiting for tags for coalition assignments. Do that for a couple of days, and then once you have all the tags burned through, and keep going through on missions. Yeah, job points, that's a whole project in and of itself, knocking out job points. I want to get some job point parties for a couple jobs, for blue, and I want to start Bard soon. That's kind of why I was farming the extra horns. Which I do have. Like, I have these this 100 horns here, and then I actually have another 75. So that's for Almace, and then for the harp. Oh. And then that extra... Ooh, is that what I need? I can't remember. I think that is what I need. Yes. Sweet. Still would like to get some socks. Nice. Hello. Time, yeah, sprinter boots would be up. Just egg, really? I'm sorry, you said, is Bard ends the easiest? What do you... Sorry, Jesse, I'm not sure exactly what you're... I don't know what you mean by ends. I'm guessing it was some sort of typo. Corsair's a lot of fun. Corsair's also a lot of work, though. Honestly, Corsair, I'd say either Corsair or Blue Mage are probably the two jobs in the game that, if you want to play them to their absolute best, require just the most amount of gear. And when I mean amount of gear, I just mean like the most number, because both of them just need so many sets just to do so many things. It's still a lot to play those jobs. Bard's instrument the easiest? I would say the absolute easiest, like, Empyrean to... The absolute easiest Empyrean to make, in my opinion, would be the O-Chain. But what's it called? It's a pain in the butt. Wow, that sucks. These are just a royal pain. But other than that, it's not too bad. What's it called? Gallahorn isn't too bad either, because that's basically like Aegis, since you only need to get it to 99. So they're not too bad. But out of just Empyreans, easiest to make, I would definitely say would have to be O-Chain, just because the third stage instead of that is just, it's one key item as opposed to two key items, and then also having to like just get an extra item to pop to get the key item NM. I mean, like I said, Harp's not too bad, except for the, like I said, the third stage, when you gotta fight the Chimera. That's a royal pain. Outside of that, it's not too bad. If you have the key item for getting colorless souls, for, what is it, the Voidwalker NM, so you're always leveling up your Abyssite every time you kill one. Colorless souls aren't bad, and the metal plates aren't bad. And I don't mean the heavy metal plates. I think it's just metal plates. I can't. Let me see. I have some. Oh, it should be in here. I don't have a lot, but is that the wrong? Oh yeah, it's gonna be in here. Metal plates. Why? Iron plates. These things. So you need 50 of them. They're not too bad. And then the colorless souls aren't bad. If you have the key item. Colorless souls are a royal pain in the ass if you do not have the key item from Rhapsody missions that force it to upgrade every time you kill the NM. But, yeah, the horns are a pain, and then, obviously, heavy metal plates are just always a royal pain in the ass. Well, so, Dustin, what you're saying, for an XP party, when you're doing, like, an AoE party, yes, all they're doing is rolls for that party, but I'm just talking as a Corsair overall. If you want to play Corsair optimally, you need roll gear. You need, you want obviously decent idle gear for certain stuff. There's times where if you're mainly support, you want to be able to like heal and stuff also. You need to be able to melee. You need to be able to range attack. You need to be able to do magic damage because of your shots and also like leaden salute. So it's just a lot of sets because you need a TP set, a weapon skill set, a range attack set for, you know, obviously when you're range attacking, and then a range attack weapon skill set. You also need a magic weapon skill set, and then just a magic set for shots. It's just Corsair needs so much freaking gear, it's just ridiculous. And again, I'm not saying that the gear's difficult to obtain, I'm just talking about the sheer number of items that you need to play it completely optimally. That's all I'm saying. But Corsair is a really strong job. It's also a very fun job. Like, I have Aeonic, and I have a decent, my core is pretty well decently geared on my main. I mean, they don't heal often, but basically if, say, you're in, like, doing, say, an ambuscade, it's an ambuscade run where you're basically mostly relying on either mages or summoners or something like that, you then would be likely to just be doing rolls, like pet rolls, and then you would want to sub white mage in something so you're helping support the party because you're not actually going to be meleeing, because the point is using pets or using mages so you're out of the range of like nasty AoE moves and stuff that the mobs might be doing. So in that case, you're obviously going to stay back and, you know, be able to heal and stuff like that. There are times that would be optimal. Now, I'm not saying that that's not commonplace, but it is something that does happen occasionally. And I'm just saying, you want to be, ideally, you want to be flexible so that way you can do anything and everything. Because that way you're playing to your utmost potential. But they will heal occasionally, but not often. So mostly you're there for support, for rolls, and then also just to do damage. And cores can deal out really good damage if you're geared well. I mean, they subbed blue back in 75 days for certain situations, but I'm not a fan of blue on Paladin. I get it, but the thing about it is you're relying then on spell spam, and so if your MP becomes tapped or you get silenced, it can cause problems. I personally much more prefer subbing war on Paladin. I've had people say before for like Ambuscade, be like, oh, or you have to sub Blue Mage for this to be able to, you know, keep hate. And I've had no problems keeping hate on as war sub. Granted, I have a pretty decent amenity set. It's like 125 or 130 amenity for my amenity set, so there is that, but as for Rune Fencer, I've not played Rune Fencer a ton. I've played it a little bit, and I just haven't gotten it yet in the little bit I have played. When I have played Rune Fencer, I've played it quite terribly, to be honest. It is something I'd like to sit down and try and, you know, get better at and play it more. And like anything else, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at whatever. So, in fact, I haven't put much time into it. But I do know the few times I've played Rune Fencer, I've done it quite horribly. Because I'm too busy either trying to worry about throwing up JAs and then I'm having trouble keeping hate, or if I'm trying to do like damage, then I'm not like doing a good job keeping up my JAs. There's a lot to do on Rune Fencer, and considering it's new and don't know it yet, I've just struggled trying to do all the things optimally at once. Yeah, it's just a lot to do. Like, it's a very strong job. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, there's just a lot to do on Rune Fencer. Not getting the message. Where are we at? 18. No, 16. Nice. It's going all right. Gonna be happy when it's done. Starting to get burnt out on Abyssea farming, since I've been doing a decent bit of it for a while, and also been doing some of it in my off time to get rid of all the fragments I've had sitting in my delivery box. But no, I'm happy because we're getting really close to having Almace finished. Should definitely have Almace done by next month. Who isn't burnt out on Ambuscade? I think Ambuscade can be somewhat fun. It's just a matter if you can get into a group easy enough. Last month was nice because I only did it like once a day for the daily gallantry. And by the time that finished up, I was, was like well over abundance in points. Didn't even bother doing it except for the weekly seal after the campaign was done. But, yeah, I do feel like they should up the points maybe a little bit more for like VD, and even some of the up the points just across the board, or at least lower the cost. Because there's no reason for you to get like at least a lot of the stuff from Ambuscade that you need to be doing it for. 20 hours. I'm exaggerating. I don't think you need to be putting in that much time if you're doing VD, but you do need to do a lot of Ambuscade if you're trying to get, get a good amount of the stuff out of it every night. Yeah, I can see that. If you're more on a dead server, you pretty much need to be in a link shell. If you're doing lower tiers where you're not getting good points, I can see that just being really brutal. Oh yeah, you definitely need to be top-end geared to be able to handle VD. Wasn't always the case, but since they lately tripled the mob's HP, you do really need to be like a top-end job to be able to handle VD. It's not as tough as you think, but it's not an easy ambuscade this month. you got a good group and you're going in with full support, as ideally you should, so you're getting super buffed, you know, you basically need a bard to be able to sleep all the mobs. You do want a Geo that's just going to help, and then obviously a Corsair also that's going to be doing good damage, plus then the rolls. Then you just obviously need a healer, a tank, and then a top-end DD. And it's not too bad as long as your tank knows what they're doing for the mobs. Because you need to almost treat it like old-school Dynamis. Nice. Like, you need to know what JAs to use and what order, making sure you have hate. Like, make sure you're using, was it fealty, if you're on Paladin, for the, what's it called, for the Beastmaster. For the Monk, you want to make sure that you either have Palisade or Sentinel ready, just for 100 Fists. Plus, you want to make sure you have locked hate so it's not tearing up your DDs. Doing. Double home drop, nice. Key item, maybe? No. Stay away from Chasmic Stinger. $14 more, so 7 more loops if we're really lucky. No, I agree. I feel like they should be giving more points all around. The thing about it is, so like I said, so even if you can handle VD, I shouldn't need to do VD, you know, 20 times in a month just to get enough points to, you know, get all the stuff. Especially with popping seals. It just gets a little absurd. I do think they should up the points for across the board. I know they upped the points, but I think they mostly just did it for version 1, and I think they really only did it for like normal and higher. I just feel the points should be, you know, upped all around, but I don't think they are going to do that. I get having to do stuff, you know, multiple times, not just doing it like once and clearing it for enough, but doing something like 500 times gets a little absurd. Like this, for example. Like with 20, 25, or 30, that should be like enough, and then like 50 for the higher ones rather than 75, but like I said, they're not gonna make changes to it, but uh-oh. Should have equipped powder boots before messing with all that. And my inventory is full. Problem is, that's gonna drop every time. Kill Briarius. This stuff I can NPC for a little bit of gil, so. It kind of is. Like most modern games, it seems like they try and make everything, you know, be like, you know, quick to get. You definitely... Final Fantasy XI does actually make you, you know, essentially work for it. Most MMOs make you invest a lot of time, but 11 really does take it to another level. I mean, heck, think about it back in 75 days. I mean, the game was essentially two different games. There was getting to 75, and then there was endgame. Like, two completely different things. Getting to 75 was a chore and time-consuming in and of itself. I mean, most people didn't get to 75 for their first job, you know, until 6 months after they started playing the game. Sometimes longer. They definitely make you work for it. Actually doing quite well. I only need... So I just started the actual trials on the sword. So I have a long way to go on this in terms of actually getting all the NMs done. Outside of that, I mean, I need... What I just saw was like 14. Yes, I need 14 Briareus helms, and then I have the rest of the stuff. That's the Abyssia items. So out of that, I need like I can't remember if it's like 140 or 240 heavy metal plates. So that's not a lot. And then I need like 20 Rift Cinder, but I have like 40 Rift Dross. So I plan on just selling the Dross and buying Cinder. And obviously if I have like 40 Cinder and 40 Dross, that's an overabundance of what I would need. So I would have extra money just to buy the rest of the plates. So really at this point it's just getting the NMs done. And then, it's going to be getting all the, Riftborn boulders is really going to be the big thing. It's getting the remainder, plates and, Rift Cinder's not going to be hard. But then getting all the money to buy all of the Riftborn, the 10,000 Riftborn boulders, that's gonna be something. But yeah, I'll definitely have Almace by next month at the latest. We'll see if I get it done this month. Alright, Nikki, have a good night. I'm on Azura. I don't even remember what key item that is. Is that the one that I just got? Wow. So that's the other one. We missed getting that shield, did I? No. Well, Kikoku's nice. That's actually, at this point, if you can get that to R15, that's considered the, right now, the best weapon for ninja. I have a Kikoku on my main. Ninja's like my favorite job. But relics are definitely good, especially if you can R15 them. Definitely puts them high up there. Mythics, though, they are a chore. There's just so much stuff that goes into Mythics, it's absurd. I'm gonna make one on her at some point, but I still need to finish White Gate missions, much less do all the assaults twice. Finish climbing Nizzle and all that stuff. You do need to be decently geared to do Divergence. If you have, though, like, mostly +2 ambuscade gear, and have at least, like, full +1, and then, at this point, even just, like, ambuscade weapon, not even all the way upgraded, but, like, if you have it all the way upgraded except for... What am I doing? Go pop the NM. If you have it all the way upgraded except for where you need the pulse weapon, you should be able to handle Wave 1 and Wave 2. So that way you could at least join a group and be making progress on being able to upgrade relic gear to +2 and +3. But for Wave 3, you do really want to be like top end. But you don't, I mean, you want to be well geared, but you don't have to be insanely geared to handle Wave 1 and Wave 2. Yeah, you could handle Wave 1 and Wave 2 then in that type of gear. Might be overdoing it, but eh. Too bad. I have like 4 seconds left. So what I did for the horns was basically I went out there and just focused on getting Sisyphus, so I got the fragments. I would go out there, I would kill him, and then I would immediately, you know, warp back and then send the fragments to myself to my delivery box, and then warp back out there and got another one. So that way, by doing that, I had all the fragments, and then it was just a matter of going out and getting the rest of the stuff. And that's really where the big bottleneck is with that NF. So by me farming all the fragments on the side and focusing on that, and doing that just casually, I would like do that after work, would farm up, you know, like 10-20 fragments, because that was, I was noticing, at least when I was getting home from work, no one was really in at that time. So focused on getting all the fragments then, and then after I had them all, it was just easy enough to go in there. No one's really slowing you down for the most part. The only time they're really slowing you down after that is if, you know, like someone popped the lesser chimera and you're just sitting there waiting until they clear it out, but you're not really then having competition, so to speak. So that's what I did for that, to alleviate that. But obviously there were times I was competing to claim Sisyphus, but when that's what you're focusing on, and that's all that you're focusing on, it makes it much easier. As for colorless souls, I haven't seen too much of a problem, although lately I've seen people actually shouting to sell them, which is kind of annoying. I find it shocking that people would actually buy them as long as you have the key item. Well, I mean, I don't buy stuff anyway. I think it's a waste. It's so easy to farm, I don't know why anyone would throw away money, because I'm sure they're charging like 500k per soul. Which seems absurd when you know how to farm it easily. But, considering we have all 3 zones, you can pretty much lock one down if you're aware of it for colorless souls, so I don't think they would be too much of an issue. Yeah, what I'll probably end up doing when I'm going to be farming colorless souls, I'll probably go out to, what's it called? I think what the name of the zone is. Yeah, Gralberg. Because I'll probably try getting colorless souls at the same time as getting whatever the horns are for O-Chain. And kind of be working on them at the same time, so that way when like one's down, you know, I'm working on the other one. Because it's about 20 minutes. Did I check that chest? It's about 20 minutes for the tier 3. I think it's 10 minutes for the tier 2. It's 10 or 15 minutes for the tier 2. And then 20 minutes for the tier 3. And then the NM that's for the key item for whatever the dragon is 10 to 15 minute pop, so. You try and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Really? Oh my god. Hmm, 10 minutes. So yeah, so next week I should finish off getting all the helms. And I'll try and have all the NMs done by then. I didn't see I had a sprinter's drink. Use that after the next NM. Oh, wait a second. Do I not? I didn't. Thinking about it. Do I? Yeah, I don't have a shield. Yay, there it is. Nope. I play on vanilla 11. I don't use any add-ons or any third-party programs or any of that stuff. So, nope. Strictly just play it old school. Play it old school, but I do use a controller. I'm not sure how... I mean, I can play with just a keyboard, but it's not easy. I very much prefer using a controller. Well, yeah, I try and use as many in-game features as I can. I mean, they've added enough stuff in the game now. You don't really need third-party programs. I get why people use them back in the day, but it's not really needed anymore. The only time I ever really wanted to use like window or third-party programs was back in Abyssia days when I just basically I wanted to hit one macro and be able to fully change my gear set, because that was before they added, you know, your gear sets. This. Because I just hated having to hit like 2 different macros to fully change all my equipment for, you know, weapon skilling and stuff. So that was the only time that I really wanted to use and actually tried setting up using window or third-party programs. After they added all that stuff, you know, don't see the need personally, for at least how I like to play. Like, I don't have a problem with people using third-party programs as long as they're not doing it in exploitive ways. As soon as you start using it in exploitive ways, then I have a serious problem. And sadly, most, or I shouldn't say most, a fair number of people, at least on this server, do use it in exploitive ways, which is sad. I wonder if in Red Lotus played all night tonight. Right? Still not. Couldn't win a fair bit tonight, too. Nah, Scholar's not that bad at all. I actually really enjoy playing Scholar, and it's an extremely strong job. I have Scholar geared quite well on my main character. I have absurd duration on buffs. It's not even funny. Like, I have like 14-minute regens and like phalanxes. It's really, really nice. It's not that hard to play at all. I mean, it just basically plays either like Black Mage, or you can obviously play it like Healer. Oh, it's going to play a little differently than how White Mage is currently played, but the big thing is just having macros to be able to skill change, and they're honestly not that hard. I'll have to set up... I know I'm planning on going through and doing job guides. I will have to do one for Scholar at some point. But honestly, it's not that hard. It's just the interesting thing is you can do so many different things with Scholar. And I've gotten in quite a few parties as the main healer on Scholar. I've had to do some convincing to some of the people who were shouting, because they're like shouting for a while for like a white mage, and I'm like, I can main heal on Scholar for you, and they're kind of like, eh. I'm like, look, you know, I can give you like, give the entire party like 14-minute phalanxes that are ridiculously strong, and then also give everyone regen 5s for like 14 minutes. And the regens are given like 80 HP per tick. It kind of makes healing much easier when your entire party's getting, you know, 80 HP back every like 3 seconds. Plus, like I said, having phalanx, so they're also just taking less damage. Like, you can't do that on white mage. Granted, white mage does bring a lot of other things to the table. I'm not trying to put down white mage healers, but Scholar healers can be ridiculously strong if geared and played right. Basically, I just have, all I do is have a, I don't think I have any macros on her for that. Basically what you do is you just have a like your first cast set. So, you know, whatever you're going to be for your, again, for your pre-cast set. So that would be like all your fast cast type gear. So basically you have that, so in your macro you put equip that set in your first line. Then the second line will be casting your spell, whatever spell it is. Oh dang, I didn't realize we ran out of time. That stinks, because we still need, what, 14? I was hoping to get another kill in. 13. So we'd need to do at least 7 more. So anyway, so yeah, so your first line is going to equip your whatever set you're going to use before your cast. The second line in your macro is going to be whatever your or whatever spell you're casting. And then your third line, you put then like a weight 1, and then your third line's going to be whatever is your, you know, whatever it is that you want to have after your cast, whether it's magic attack, you know, for that, or magic accuracy if you're trying to land a debuff, or, you know, your potency gear for increasing the duration of whatever. So that's really how I set it up. I mean, Cure Skin is nice, and obviously you can give, you know, Stone Skin to everyone and stuff, but I mean, honestly, like I said, getting, like, ridiculous regen, and the other thing is, I know I could focus on, rather than duration for regen, I could focus on potency, and I know you could get the regen up to, like, I don't know, probably be like 130 HP per tick. I know if you got that up, you know, that's just an absurd amount of HP getting back to your, you know, your party's getting back. It's just a really strong job. It can't cure as fast as White Mage can, and obviously it's not as strong at AoE healing. You can AoE heal, but you gotta burn a stratagem for that. So it's kinda for that, because you typically want to be saving your stratagems and timing them to keep putting out buffs and stuff. But I mean, you gotta play it by ear. If you are main healing, like, there's definitely times where you want to pop an AoE stratagem and, you know, get status effects off, like Paralyze or whatever, if it hits the whole party. But you gotta play it a little differently than how you would play White Mage, but you can definitely do it. Happy when I make space and can actually put that stuff in my bags. Alright, guys. Typically, if you're going to be doing that, then, like what I was saying, you don't really want to be using quick cast. Or if you do, you just know it kind of like screws you up. Is the thing. So you either don't use the quick instant cast gear, or you just know if it goes off, it's kind of a wash depending on what you're doing. Because yeah, you can't really properly use like pre and mid cast sets with quick cast going off. I know it'll, like, Windower can do that, but you can't really do it. You can't do it, yourself manually. Yeah, Dustin, I can see what you're saying where that having different icons for different buffs definitely is something that could is relevant. They have made some good adjustments with changing icons, but I do think that they could do better. Because yes, when I'm like tanking, sometimes knowing which one's defender, which one's phalanx, one gets dispelled or something like that. Well, it's like what got removed. It's like I have to almost go up in my menu, go up on my buffs and look sometimes, which is time consuming, but so I do get having different colors for that. You could technically go into your data files and manually change that, but then you're then messing with stuff anyway, so. Yeah, just don't if you're gonna be playing like Scholar like that, don't be bothering make sure you're not using any quick cast gear. Because you can get fast enough casting going off anyway. With just fast cast, it's quick enough anyway, and just having that insta cast isn't really giving you much. But that's the other thing, you can get ridiculous cure potency. I know I can cure for like 1100 HP with Cure 4, and that's without even using the potency stratagem move, just with Cure Gear. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up for the night. Next week I'll probably do this again, and I will finish it up. Needing only 13. If I see time's getting low, I'll just leave and reset time. So I should get 13 next week. And hopefully I'll have, we'll see if I finish the sword by then enough that I can just be turning in the helms and all the other stuff. But hopefully next week at the end of the stream, I will actually have the weapon Almace. It obviously won't be, 119 Afterglow next week, but we should hopefully have the weapon by next week. And then I can just keep working on, getting it all the way leveled up and, 119 Afterglow. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. And may you have success in all you do.